So attacks on women, attacks on gays, attacks on the dead relatives of your own residents across your own island, and after all that, who's left to support you? And is it even safe for you to continue to attempt to govern?
Well, again, I've apologized for that. I'm making amends for all of those efforts.
You've
talking
apologized
to people.
For what
this was,
specifically, Governor?
For all of the comments that I've made on the chats. Supported me.
Who specifically is supporting you today?
The rule of law. There are people.
Okay.
You
Could
just
you
have
give me
to
one name?
See them out there. There's a protest. Well, I've talked
just one name,
to people
Governor.
From different groups. A lot of people from the administration.
Governor, you're not able to give me the name of one person in Puerto Rico who supports you continuing as governor. Is that correct?
I can. So the mayor of San Sebastian, for example, supported this effort.
Whose name is?
From different municipalities. Javier Jimenez, for example. There are other folks that have established, people in the legislature and people in the Senate as well have supported the stay. They have supported the fact that I'm not going to run and that I shouldn't seek re-election, but they've established that it is important to follow rule of law. So there is support, Shepard.
Have you appropriately apologized? Have you apologized to Ricky Martin? Have you apologized to the survivors of the people who died in the storm that ravaged your island? Have you appropriately come forward and asked for forgiveness and a hope to move on? Because the looks of your streets today would suggest that the people don't believe you have. 10 days in a row. Have you apologized sufficiently? And what will end these demonstrations as long as you're still in office?
Well, again, I have apologized
sufficiently
to some of them. My effort is to apologize to all of them. No,
well, you can do that here if you want to have a mea culpa. If you want to have a mea culpa, you're welcome to do that here.
Yeah, I've done so. I apologize.
So you don't want to do
to
so
all
again?
The people I've offended. So to Ricky Martin, to to the Melissa.
What about the survivors of the dead people who were made light of?
Of course, that as well. I apologize. Yeah.
Do you love Puerto Rico?
Yeah. I do love Puerto Rico.
Well,
let me just add something. I was there.
If you love Puerto Rico and you look out on the streets and you see that these hundreds of thousands of people, excuse me, sir, if you see these hundreds of thousands of people who also love Puerto Rico and have looked at the governor's office and said, that's a man who can no longer lead us. Because, Governor, that's what they're saying today. They're saying the way for us to move on is to start fresh. We need new representation, and we want the governor to resign. And they've protested for 10 straight days. Today, the largest demonstration potentially in the history of the island. And you stand with firm resolve and talk about accomplishments. Do you hear them? Do you hear them and care what they're saying today? Or is the cavalier attitude from the text messages sort of living in the background again today? I ask not for myself, but for the people who are on a hot, wet day in San Juan and across that island today saying, we want him gone. Yeah,
no, I hear them, and it's part of my introspection, and I will continue to hear them. I will continue to make my decisions and work with the people of Puerto Rico. It is an island of love that I love. It is a people I love. I've left every ounce of my heart, everything that I've done so that we can recover properly.
Oh. You haven't even done a one-on-one interview with anybody in Puerto Rico since this scandal started, just that news conference the other day.
I've had 2 news conferences with all of the press, and I haven't rejected a conversation with anybody. So I am committed to having that conversation, establishing a path forward through dialogue, and working on the initiatives that we have to do over here. But I am fully committed on battling corruption here in Puerto Rico, and that will be the focus from the remaining of my administration.
Governor Rosselló of Puerto Rico, live from San Juan.